You know how I keep saying there's no accountability for their actions, so their conduct doesn't change? Here we are. Crash involving off-duty Marquette police officer. Victim is now suing. This is from October 2023. That's from October. We're in January. Yes, there's more info. Milwaukee. A Milwaukee man is suing the off-duty police officer who rear-ended him in a crash in September. A little shy of 5:30 p.m. on September 18th, Colin Key's car was rear-ended a few blocks from his home near 22nd and Clybourn. Marquette police had just arrived on the scene. Officer, just two involved. Elijah Espino, a cop. Yeah, just me. I rear-ended him. That's my truck over there. Espino happens to be an off-duty Marquette police officer. Body camera, that's supposed to be video obtained by Fox 6 News through an open records request, shows some of his conversation with responding officers. Other parts were redacted. They'll redact every bit of that shit, and they will charge you for it. They charge you for this body cam transparency bullshit. They charge you for it, and then they redact every bit of it. It should be live streamed 24/7. Officer, one of the vehicles involved is going to be and that's redacted. Overall, the body camera video does not show much, which adds frustration for Kelly. Of course, it doesn't show anything because they're going to show you exactly what they want you to see, nothing more, nothing less. What do you feel watching that? Asked Fox 6. Well, there's just a lot that they cut out. I'm just wondering, like, what don't they want us to see? Well, they don't want you to see anything. They just do not have them at all. Initially, police did not cite Espino for the crash he said he caused, but now an amended crash report shows further investigation revealed the off-duty officer did not have any insurance. Police cited the officer for that and following too closely. The fine is $124 each. As for Kelly, he is suing Espino in small claims court, hoping to recoup his damages. I relied on my car for everything and getting everywhere, and suddenly that's gone, Kelly said. I'm sure they'll come out with a public statement. It'll sound real nice, but actions speak louder than words, and what I've seen from them, it's just been pathetic. It's always pathetic. Marquette police for an interview or a statement on what happened declined because the lieutenant said internal investigation is ongoing. It's bullshit. They're trying to figure out how to get rid of any body cam footage they may still have and how to spin it. It's absolutely ridiculous. They don't want you to know anything that's going on. They'll redact it, they'll hide it, they'll lie. And yeah.
We begin tonight with a big story. Without answers and a car, a Milwaukee man suing the off-duty police officer who rear-ended him in a crash last month.
Our Sam Kramer has been following this case as this man is still looking for the driver and responding officers to be held accountable.
It's a little shy of 5:30 the night of September 18th.
Oh, it hurts seeing my car like that.
Colin Kelly's car was just rear-ended a few blocks from his home near 22nd and Clybourn. Marquette police have just arrived on scene.
Just two involved? Yeah, just me. I rear-ended him. That's my truck over there.
That's 28-year-old Isaiah Espino, who happens to be an off-duty Marquette police officer. Body camera video obtained by Fox 6 through an
And can we also appreciate they never fucking shave anymore. They look like shit, they act like shit.
Request shows some of his conversations with responding officers. Other parts are redacted.
One of the vehicles involved is going to be a...
Overall, it doesn't show much, which adds to the frustration for Kelly.
What do you feel watching that? Well, there's just a lot they cut out. I'm just wondering, what don't they want us to see?
Initially, police did not cite Espino for the crash he said he caused. But now an amended crash report shows further investigation revealed the off-duty officer did not have any insurance. Police cited Espino for that and following too closely. The fine is $124 each. As for Kelly,
I relied on my car for everything and getting everywhere, and just suddenly that's gone.
He's suing Espino in small claims court, hoping to recoup his damages while pushing police to ensure something like this doesn't happen again.
I'm sure they'll come out with a public statement. It'll sound real nice, but actions speak louder than words, and what I've seen from them has been just pathetic.
In Milwaukee, Sam Kramer.
Anyway, that's kind of what I'll probably end up clipping that out.
Fox 6 News.
We asked Marquette Police for an interview or a statement on what happened.
And they said no, thank you. Crash involving off-duty police chief. Crash involving off-duty Marquette officer. Police chief admits missteps. Does he? Okay. Marquette University Police Department. A letter sent only to the news station. Missteps. Crash involving officer. September 18th, 23. Chris Kelly. Clybourn. Off-duty officer. Anyway. The Milwaukee University Police Department, in a letter sent only to the Fox, admitted they gotta say it 400 times, came to us last year because he was concerned about a lack of accountability in the crash. And we already know this. Marquette University Police Department crash, off-duty officer, public statement, real nice, we know that. Kelly admitted he was at fault on the scene. The initial crash report said otherwise. Responding off, but the initial crash report said otherwise, of course, because they're like, what can we redact and what can we lie about and what can we change? The officer did not cite him, and though Espino said he had insurance, Kelly's provider confirmed he didn't, which is a violation of state law. That was so shocking. None of that should be shocking. After our story, the police amended their report and cited Espino for not having insurance and following too closely. The department also started an internal investigation, which we requested when complete. That brings us to Chief Edith Hudson's letter. Chief Edith is the chief. Hudson said Espino told management, not the author of the report, that he failed to see Kelly's car before the crash. Probably on his phone. Anybody check his phone? She added that Espino only learned his car insurance lapsed a few days after the crash. Still, Espino received a written reprimand for breaking the law. Really? How do you not know? Most people pay their insurance a year at a time, 6 months at a time. And when you pay it, and they said, hey, I don't know why you're paying this. You don't have, your insurance is like, bullshit. He knew he didn't have insurance. See, there's no accountability. The law does not pertain to any of them, only you peons. So you keep all your shit straight, though. And if he pulled you over and you didn't have insurance, trust and believe they would tell your shit. We also asked why we only received one officer's body camera video, though 4 officers responded. Hudson said the officers admitted they simply forgot to activate them because the department only started using them full-time a few weeks before. Bullshit. They put them through all they tell you and normally most departments have, when your lights and sirens are activated, your body camera automatically comes on. Some of them, you can set them to when you want them to come on. She closed by pointing to every step that the PD took to rectify the situation, which she says should deter a similar situation from occurring in the future. Bullshit. They knew he was one of the blue lines, so they weren't about to turn their body camera on. That's exactly what that amounted to. Municipal court records show Officer Espino paid both of the citations. Hudson also sent a copy of a directive sent to her command staff around the time of our first stories on the case. It required them to remind all officers to turn their body cameras on when on assignments and follow up to ensure that's actually happening. Did she? Really? That's where we're at? Okay. So here's what this is. Accident. Thank you, courtesy, allowing necessary time to work through the required procedures. And that's double talk for thank you for allowing us time to figure out how to spend this shit. Supplement the department's records October 10th. Responsive follow-up dating August 12th. Most useful to address media inquiries. Accident occurred 5:20. We're in that intersection. Off-duty, traveling, yeah. And this is who showed up. Sergeant Kenneth, Officer Valerie, Officer Jesse, and Officer Paul. Responding personnel were in body-worn cameras. Only one of them turned them on. We knew that. Subject access third-party witness. Had no access to third-party witnesses or video footage of the incident. So nobody was standing around recording it. According to the investigation, was limited to interview the ones involved. Interviews noted. Struck from behind. He said he knew he did it. He was following too closely. Officer Espino as a driver, yada yada yada, was not distracted, and therefore his conduct had no contributing actions. And then they looked at the body cam and they're like, "Holy shit! Wonder if anybody recorded this, or if there's any dash cam or anything, we're gonna be fucked on this one. So we might as well get in front of it." Personal auto was progressive, and he lied. Initial crash report information, reports appearing. And then it questioned his accounts of it because he was a liar, pants on fire. Apologized for the accident. "I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention." Moreover, his personal automobile was progressive, and that he had denied. Mr. Kelly stated that Progressive had denied the existence of any such coverage. According to management, followed interviews, personal investigation, informed management that Espino had admitted to being at fault in the accident during the initial interview. PD management admitted he did not see the car before failing to apply his brakes. So, were you on your phone? What were you doing? Why didn't they take his phone and look through that? There was insufficient evidence to conclude the officer had been distracted. There was sufficient evidence to conclude had been following too closely and did not have time to apply his brakes. Well, how was he not distracted? If you're following so closely that you don't have time to put your brakes on, that's almost a pace cops used to back in the day before they had all the radar and all this and that. They would pace you. They would put their front bumper as close to your back bumper as they could get without, hitting you, and they would pace you for a certain time and distance. And based on, they could put all that little crap in their calculator and it would tell them about how fast you were going. Or they'd just look down at their speedometer and be like, we're going north on Highway 210 and the speed is about 65 miles an hour. And that's how that worked. He was off duty, so he was not pacing anyone. He was not paying attention. He was likely on his phone screwing around, and this is where we're at. But they're going to lie and redact everything, and nobody's going to know much of anything. During the interview, his personal was not insured. We already knew all that. The following disciplinary actions violated rules, regulations. And then they didn't activate their body cams, and one of them did. And here's some Wisconsin motor vehicle crash. Officer Espino found too closely, submitted Milwaukee Municipal Court. Operating motor vehicle without insurance, assessor's charges, yada yada yada. This is just a letter from Chief Betty Crocker, who the hell that is, telling them, hey, don't forget, turn your fucking body cams on, because, we can't keep trying to cover for you degenerates. And now, because there's no accountability for that, we're here. Marquette police officer faces charges after investigators say he botched reports to help a woman arrested for operating while intoxicated, impaired, whatever. Investigators are accusing a Marquette University police officer of intentionally botching paperwork to help out a woman arrested for driving under the influence. Officials said the accident happened 2 years ago, but it wasn't until late last year when the Milwaukee County District Attorney's Office was made aware after the university requested an investigation into misconduct. According to a criminal complaint, 29-year-old, that name looked familiar, Isaiah Espino, first responded to a crash by 8th and State just before 11:30 p.m. on April 10th, 2023, and subsequently arrested a woman for OWI, But during her trial, text messages between Espino and the driver were brought up in court, explaining that he was going to try and screw up the case so that she would get out of the OWI charge. That included leaving out specifics from her sobriety test, like when she stepped off of the line during a walk and turn test, when she placed her foot on the ground during the one-leg stand test, and when she stopped doing that test without being told to do so. The complaint said also, never do roadside sobriety, never do any of that. It's designed for you to fail it, and the pass and fail is determined by the cop that's giving it. If he decides he likes you and he think you cute, then you might pass it. If he decides you might have a little bit of an attitude, then you're going to fail it. If he thinks, hey, I might can get her phone number, then you'll pass. So much, but never. They're not designed to pass to begin with. Documents also reveal the driver was very emotional during her arrest, and she believed Espino felt bad for her. As she was concerned, her estranged husband, a police chief in Marshfield, was going to find out about the OWI. Well, if your husband don't know that you drink and you get out there and drive, well, we got bigger issues here. When questioned, Espino admitted to investigators he sent the text before her trial to give her some peace of mind. Espino also said he didn't write anything false in his report, just didn't write the best report he could have. See, double talk around. It's total bullshit. He knew exactly what he was doing. He's had no accountability up until now. Why should he have accountability now? There's that you can't get rid of. That's why they keep doing it. I keep trying to tell you it. These stories that come up are not a one of. They either came from something else or they will lead to something else. And here we are. He will make his initial appearance in court February 13th at 1:15 p.m. A Marquette spokesperson sent the news station A Marquette spokesperson sent CBS 58 this police department statement, which reads in full. MUPD has high standards for its officers in accordance with Marquette University's Catholic Jesuit values. The behavior Officer Espino hold up is accused of does not meet those standards and stop. Consequently, he has been placed on administrative leave pending the outcome of an internal investigation. Has he really? Because it's been one thing after another, and here we still are.
Lori, investigators are accusing a Marquette police officer of intentionally botching paperwork to help a woman who was arrested for driving under the
The dogs are in the house. They're probably going to bark again. It's cold outside. Sorry.
influence.
Officials say the accident happened in April of 2023, but it wasn't until late last year when the Milwaukee County District Attorney's Office was made aware. CBS 58's Ellie Nakamoto-White joins us live in the newsroom to break down the details. Ellie?
Ellie who?
Mike, Amanda, this came to light in November when Marquette University requested an investigation into misconduct. According to this criminal complaint, 29-year-old Isaiah Espino first responded to a crash by 8th and State just before 11:30 p.m. on April 10th, 2023. There, Espino arrested a female driver for an OWI. But during her trial, text messages between Espino and the driver were brought up in court, explaining that he was going to try and screw up the case so that she would get out of her OWI charge. That included leaving out several specifics from her sobriety tests in his official report. Documents reveal the driver was very emotional during her arrest, and she thinks Espino felt bad for her, as she was concerned her estranged husband, the police chief in Marshfield.
I'm almost betting he probably knew who that police chief was while he was trying to accidentally screw some shit up. Please give me a fucking break.
Was going to find out about that OWI. When questioned, Espino admitted.
And I still don't understand how he thought screwing anything up. That he was still going to find out about it one way or the other. You can't make this up.
He sent these texts to give her some peace of mind, and that he didn't write anything false in his report. He just didn't write the best report he could have.
He lied, plain and simple. He lied on an official document. That is a crime. And then when he got in court, if they hadn't said, officer, were you lying then or are you lying now? That's how that's going to play out. Anyway, let me know what you think about this complete shit show. Like, share, subscribe, and I'm out.
Espino will make his initial appearance in court February 13th at 1:15 in the afternoon. We did just receive a statement from Marquette saying he has been placed on administrative leave pending the outcome of an internal investigation. Mike, Amanda?